Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed, brought to you by InvestMoney UAE. Today, we're plunging into, well, a really bold statement. A nation aiming to become a global leader in artificial intelligence by 2031. And they're not just adopting AI, they seem to be proactively shaping its future.
Yeah, what's truly fascinating here is how strategically and how quickly the UAE is moving. They're positioning AI as like a core pillar of their economic diversification, moving away from oil. And this has, well, it has immense broader implications.
Absolutely. So our mission today is to explore the United Arab Emirates' incredibly ambitious, multifaceted push into AI. We're going to unpack their national strategies, the massive investments they're making, innovative applications of AI across the country, and their, well, pioneering talent development initiatives. But it's crucial, I think, to acknowledge right up front that, like any powerful technology, AI in this context presents a bit of a double-edged sword. On one side, you've got immense economic potential and groundbreaking innovation. On the other, critical questions about digital rights and surveillance.
And to give you that comprehensive and balanced view, this deep dive pulls from, well, quite a stack of diverse sources, everything from official government strategy documents, investment reports, to analyses from international organizations and, importantly, human rights groups, too.
Okay, so when you talk about ambition, let's maybe talk numbers. The scale of the UAE's AI vision is truly remarkable, aiming to be a world leader by 2031. How deeply are they actually embedding AI? Is it just talk?
No, it seems it's not just about technological adoption. It's about fundamentally embedding AI across government and key sectors. And this isn't just a wish, right? It's projected to contribute an estimated AED 335 billion to their increased economic output, which represents a massive, like a 26% increase for the UAE. It's a complete societal and economic transformation they're aiming for.
Wow. So you see, this isn't just tech for tech's sake. It's about a fundamental overhaul. And I found it quite surprising, actually, that the UAE National AI Strategy 2031, it was launched way back in 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Then updated in 2023, aligning with their UAE Centennial 2071 goal to be the best country in the world. And get this, the UAE was the first nation globally to appoint a Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence. That was back in 2017, too.
That feels like a pretty unique commitment, doesn't it?
It really does. Their stated aim is to become the world's most prepared country for artificial intelligence and to actively create an AI economy, not just, wait for one to happen. And when we look at that ambition, the sheer scale of the financial commitment, it's staggering. PwC estimates AI could contribute something like $320 billion to the entire Middle East economy by 2030.
Huge numbers.
Yeah, and with the UAE seeing the largest relative impact, close to, 14% of their 2030 GDP, how does that translate into actual investment we're seeing?
Well, this isn't just local growth. It's really a profound strategic pivot in global tech power. It's not just about who has the best algorithms, but where the foundational infrastructure, the data, the talent, where that's being cultivated. And that's drawing tech giants into a new kind of geopolitical alignment. It's shifting the very geography of AI power.
Right, so you're seeing Saudi Arabia, for example, putting, $14.9 billion into AI-related initiatives announced at INEA 2025.
Yeah.
That's their big tech conference.
Exactly. And major players like their Public Investment Fund, the PIF, and Aramco are central to that. Their plan, Smart City, NEM, put $100 million into Pony.ai, that's a Chinese autonomous vehicle company.
Oh, okay.
And Aramco partnered with Cerebras, known for its massive AI computer chips.
Right, the big ones.
Yeah. And what's fascinating here is how these investments connect to the broader geopolitical landscape, particularly how the Gulf is becoming, well, a critical arena in the U.S.-China tech rivalry. We're seeing clear strategic maneuvering. Well, for instance, Microsoft's $1.5 billion investment in G42, that's an Abu Dhabi-based AI firm that significantly strengthens AI capabilities there, obviously, with the U.S. tech giant. But simultaneously, China's Tencent Cloud recently launched its first cloud region in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia, pledging over $150 million in investments over the next few years.
So these aren't just financial decisions then. They're almost like chess moves on a global board.
You could certainly see it that way.
And in the UAE, you have G42, which you mentioned, and also the government-backed MGX investment firm. MGX aims to manage, is it $100 billion in AI-focused assets?
That's the figure reported, yeah, 100 billion.
And MGX is also involved in this. Stargate project, a reported $500 billion initiative alongside giants like OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank.
That's the ambitious project focused on building massive AI data centers and supercomputer infrastructure. Really underscores the scale of their foundational ambition.
Absolutely. And it's not just the huge players, right? The Polynome Group, a UAE-based investment and tech group, launched a $100 million fund specifically for AI startups.
Yeah, fostering that ecosystem.
And even smaller countries are getting involved, like Qatar's QIA investing $250 million in Builder.ai and Oman's OIA acquiring a stake in Elon Musk's XAI.
It's definitely a regional trend, a major focus.
Okay, so with all that money and ambition swirling around, what does this actually look like on the ground for people? What are some of the practical applications we're seeing?
Well, zooming out a bit, what this demonstrates is a truly integrated approach. They're aiming for comprehensive transformation, embedding AI into the very fabric of daily life across multiple sectors.
Right, you can see it clearly in government and public services, for example. Abu Dhabi's goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bold to be the world's first fully AI-native government across all digital services by 2027.
That's ambitious.
Yeah, deploying AED $13 billion to implement over 200 innovative AI solutions. And Smart Dubai, for instance, uses AI to optimize city traffic, manage energy usage, enhance citizen engagement. Even the UAE Ministry of Finance won a global award for AI innovation. Things like fraud detection, risk assessment, smart budget management.
And this integrated approach, it really extends beyond government in healthcare. AI is being used for early cancer detection, heart rate monitoring, diabetes management through Emirates Health Services.
Okay.
The Ministry of Health and Prevention is even using AI for TB diagnosis via X-ray, which is interesting. And there are partnerships like M42 and GE Healthcare co-developing AI-powered solutions for diagnostics, really pushing the boundaries of patient care.
And it doesn't stop there, does it? In aviation and transport, AI is optimizing flight routes, performing predictive maintenance, enhancing passenger experience with things like facial recognition at Dubai International Airport's smart gates.
Right, the seamless travel idea.
Yeah, and Dubai even has that ambitious strategy for 25% autonomous driving by 2030. You see it in education, too, with AI-generated tutors, personalized learning, efficient grading.
Which could be transformative for education.
Absolutely. And finance. It's everywhere there.
Yeah.
Fraud detection, risk management, customer service with virtual assistants like Emirates, NBD's EVA.
The chatbots.
Yeah, and more complex stuff like fintech, anti-money laundering or AML, credit scoring, and retail too. Personalized customer experiences, optimized inventory, virtual try-on, augmented reality. I mean, when you look at the breadth, it's remarkable.
It really covers a lot of ground.
So that brings us to a really crucial point. How do you train an entire nation to be AI ready? Let's focus on the human element, the workforce development side of things.
Yeah, and this raises, I think, an important question. Can they effectively bridge the skills gap to ensure this growth is inclusive? Because automation, driven by AI, certainly threatens some low-skilled jobs.
Right.
But it simultaneously creates these high-skill opportunities. So education reform and, lifelong learning become absolutely critical to manage that transition smoothly.
And they seem to be thinking long-term about this. The UAE has launched the 1 Million AI Talents Initiative by 2027. The target is, 100,000 AI specialists and 900,000 people with AI literacy skills.
That's the goal. Pretty ambitious scale.
And they're offering free online courses through their national AI portal. Plus, the Dubai Center for AI has its 1 Million Prompters Initiative.
Right, focusing on generative AI skills there.
And they've established the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, MBZUAI, the world's first dedicated AI research university.
Yeah, that's a significant investment in top-tier talent.
Plus, government training programs aiming for 100% of senior leadership to be versed in AI. And the UAE seems ahead of the curve in upskilling STEM graduates to 22% in the UAE compared to maybe 16% in the US.
Yeah, the figures suggest a strong focus there. It sounds like they're really trying to build that whole ecosystem from the ground up.
Okay, so this is where the conversation maybe shifts a bit to the more nuanced and sometimes challenging aspects of this deep dive. We mentioned the double-edged sword earlier, and this is where we dive into those opportunities versus the potential surveillance risks that some sources bring up.
Yeah, and when you consider the incredible innovations being rolled out, it's absolutely essential to also weigh the serious implications for privacy and human rights. It's a really complex balance, as the sources definitely highlight.
On one hand, there seems to be a real benefit to locally developed AI, right?
Oh.
AI models developed in Western contexts often have linguistic and cultural biases. We've seen issues with, say, Meta's content moderation in Arabic.
Right. The nuances get lost.
Yeah, and even controversy around potentially misinterpreting terms like shaheed. So local AI models trained within the region could process Arabic dialects, Farsi, Turkish, Kurdish more accurately, which could actually improve accuracy, fairness, maybe even promote freedom of expression by creating more contextually aware digital spaces.
That's the potential upside, certainly. Better representation, better understanding. However, the sources also document a history of digital tool use for surveillance in some Gulf states. For example, Pegasus spyware. Its reported use against journalists and activists comes up frequently in reports.
Okay.
And AI, particularly in areas like facial recognition, predictive policing, biometric data analysis, it raises concerns that these practices could become more widespread, perhaps more automated, and maybe less transparent.
How so?
Well, take Dubai's Oyun program, for instance. Reports suggested it aimed for 300,000 cameras by 2023, integrating AI, facial recognition, and behavioral analytics across the city.
Wow, 300,000 cameras.
Yeah. And this has led to concerns from some sources that Gulf states could become, quote, large-scale laboratories for social control. Some even draw parallels, rightly or wrongly, to situations reported in Xinjiang or the West Bank.
That's a serious concern being raised.
It is. And there have also been controversies surrounding G42's reported historical ties to Chinese surveillance firms like Huawei and SenseTime. And the ToTalk scandal, remember that? Where a messaging app was widely reported as a mass surveillance tool.
I do remember that.
Furthermore, sources suggest partnerships like the Stargate project involving OpenAI could potentially allow governments, maybe those with questionable human rights records, to influence how foundational AI models are trained, which could potentially lead to reinforcing certain viewpoints or censorship.
Right.
And this also connects to that ongoing international debate about restricting access to high-performance AI chips, from NVIDIA or AMD to certain governments. It's all interconnected.
So with all these incredibly complex applications and these very serious considerations, what does this all mean for how AI is actually governed and regulated in the UAE? How are they trying to navigate this incredibly fast-moving landscape?
Well, the broader strategic implication here, I think, is that the rapid pace of AI development is challenging governance everywhere, globally. The UAE, as detailed in the sources we looked at, seems to be aiming to take a leading role in responsible AI development. They're trying to connect these abstract discussions about ethics to real-world pilots and practical policies. It shows a proactive, though you could say still evolving, attempt to manage the societal impact of AI.
That's a crucial distinction. The UAE actually enacted a comprehensive law on AI ethics and governance just in 2024.
Relatively recent, yeah.
And this law reportedly focuses on transparency, data protection, accountability, data localization, mandatory certification, and safeguards against bias, with an emphasis on human-centric AI, as they put it. Now, while there's no single specific AI law covering absolutely everything yet, sources describe it as more of a patchwork of policies and continuous adjustments to existing laws, like the DIFC data protection law being amended in 2023 to regulate autonomous systems, including rights for people to object to automated decisions.
Which is an important safeguard. What's also notable, I think, is the UAE's Federal Decree Law No. 38 of 2021. It now protects smart applications, computer programs, databases, and similar works generated by or with AI under copyright law.
That seems remarkably forward-thinking, actually, for intellectual property in the AI age.
It does suggest they're anticipating these complex new legal questions.
Right. And you also see the establishment of bodies like the UAE Regulations Lab, the Emirates Council for Artificial Intelligence and Digital Transactions, and Digital Dubai's Ethical AI Toolkit.
Putting frameworks in place.
Yeah, and the UAE Charter for the Development and Use of Artificial Intelligence sets guiding principles. AI systems should be fair, transparent, accountable, understandable, safe, secure, beneficial to humans and society, governed globally, and respectful of dignity and rights. It's a very comprehensive framework on paper, indicating it's not just about what the technology can do, but trying to define what it should do and who gets to decide that.
Exactly. The governance piece is key.
So we've taken a pretty deep dive into the UAE's ambitious AI push today, covering their massive investments, that visionary goal to be a global AI leader by 2031. We've seen how AI is being integrated across pretty much every sector: smart cities, healthcare, finance, education, driving significant economic diversification and presumably efficiency.
But we also tried to illuminate the complexity inherent in this technological advancement. While the potential for innovation is just undeniable, the documented history of digital surveillance and the concerns about human rights, as reported in the sources, raise critical questions. Questions about how these powerful AI tools might actually be used in practice. It's a constant tension, isn't it, between technological progress and the broader implications for society?
It absolutely is. As AI reshapes economies and societies globally, the UAE's unique and incredibly ambitious approach offers, well, a powerful case study for all of us to observe. The question for all of us, then, maybe is, how will nations balance the undeniable power of AI to transform with the equally critical need to protect fundamental human rights and foster truly open societies?
That's the central challenge, I think.
Definitely something to keep thinking about. We encourage you to continue exploring this intersection of technology, governance, and societal values in the AI era.
For more such deep dives on complex topics or personal finance and investment guides, please subscribe to the Invest Money UAE channel.